up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Welcome to What's Up. My name is Roger Chapling, and today we're here at the Foxborough Memorial Hall. It's our 100th episode, so let's go inside and see what's up.
Hello, what's your name and title?
My name is Taylor Ford, and I'm a commissioner on the Foxborough Historical Commission here in Foxborough.
And what makes this area so special?
This is the Memorial Hall of Foxborough, which is now called the Town Archive and Museum. It was built in 1868 as a memorial for those who fought in and died in the Civil War in the United States, 1861 to 1865. So after the war, a lot of towns wanted to put up monuments, but Foxborough decided to build an entire building. So this is what we have now called Memorial Hall.
And how did you get this position?
Well, I kind of volunteered. I was originally taking archaeology courses at Bridgewater State University now. And after I finished that, I did some work here for the commission. And then they asked me if I would like to join. So I joined.
And how far do the years date back?
In Foxborough?
For like the items you have here.
Well, we have some items from I would say the 18th century on up. Little items over here in the cases you can look at as you go around. So I would say 18th century would be good.
And how do you think Foxborough has progressed through time?
Well, Foxborough has grown quite a bit from the original days because this used to be the center of town right here. All the houses around here were just close to the center, so everybody now has moved out into the other suburbs, and I think we've grown from, a couple 100,000, now we're up to probably 17 or 18,000 people.
And how do you think new technology and new things coming to Foxborough has changed it?
Well, that's a good question because we have a football stadium here now, which everybody knows about, called Gillette Stadium, and that has brought a lot of technology into the town, as well as people who are now part of that organization, as well as everything that's built up at Patriot Place. So I think the technology, if you can look around town, we've tried to modernize as much as possible. We've completely redone this interior of the hall. All of the display cases have been updated. All the tags on the items have been new. So that anybody that wants to come over and look at these things, they can read a tag and find out what exactly that item is and where it came from.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Ashley.
And what brought you here today?
I've been wanting to come for about a year now, just kind of see the architecture and the history of Foxborough.
And are you a resident of Foxborough?
Yes. Yep, for about a year now.
All right. And is this your first time here?
Yes.
And how do you like it so far?
I really like it. I'm from Missouri originally, so I don't know a lot about the history here, so this has really helped to enlighten me about it.
And what was your favorite thing that you've seen here today so far?
I like the Civil War stuff over here on the other side, like the hat and the lantern of the firemen from 1800s, things like that.
And what brought you here, Foxborough? I know you said you were a native in Missouri, so what brought you here?
I moved for school a couple years ago, and then my husband's originally from Foxborough, so we moved here for that.
And would you recommend other people who don't really haven't been here before? Would you recommend it to them to come here?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of history here to be learned about Foxborough.
Thank you.
What are these items here?
These are uniforms worn by people from Foxborough who fought in various wars in the United States. And each uniform was either donated by the family after the person maybe had passed away, or the person themselves, when they retired from the military, they donated their uniform to the Historical Commission. So we've put these in a display case right here, and each one of the uniforms has a little tag on it, which gives you the name of the person and maybe their rank in the service that they served in.
How long have you had these Or like a ballpark number?
Well, I would say most of these are probably 60 years old. Some of them may be in the 50s, but I would say World War II, a lot of these uniforms came from that.
Thank you.
Okay, anytime.
And what do we have behind here?
This display is called the Women of Foxborough. It's our newest display here at the Foxborough Historical Commission Memorial Hall. Each one of these panels that you see behind you here has a little biography of 4 different women from Foxborough who were very significant in the growth of the town going back through the 18th, 19th century. And so we decided to put this together so that people in town would know some of these women.
And what were the things that they did?
Well, a lot of them were involved in businesses in town. They may have been school teachers. They may have been ballet teachers. They may have written books. But anything that was significant, a lot of people probably didn't know they were doing these things because they were just doing it on their own as part of their normal daily life. But now that we put these together, these little biographies, we have a very good idea how important these women were to the growth of the town.
How did you get these biographies, and how did you write all these?
Well, basically, we had to do some research. If the women have passed away, basic research involves looking at obituaries, and that gives you a complete history of their life, how many children they might have had, where they lived, what they did when they were, involved in the town. But not everybody on these panels is dead. Some of these women are still alive in town and still very functional. Still some working in the schools, as I said, some working in theaters, some working in banks. So I think it's important, even though they're still around, we wanted to update these and show who they were while they're still here.
And what was the main purpose of including this?
This project itself was started by a gentleman called Jack Othelet, who is known as the Foxborough historian. He came up with this idea, and then he developed a list of women that he remembers who might be significant to the town. So we went from that list, and we gradually built it and expanded it to include all of these panels that are here right now.
Thank you.
Sure.
And what do we have behind here?
This is a collection of Native American artifacts. This collection is not necessarily from Foxborough itself. Several gentlemen who, back in the 19th century, used to collect Indian head like arrowheads and stone objects. And we acquired this collection from 2 or 3 different collections and put them together, and now we have them on display here.
And when was this display created?
This display has been here probably the late 1900s, 1980, 1990, something like that.
And why was it important to include Native Americans?
Well, we think that this area was a very populated area for the Native American tribes in this area. So some of these stone objects were used by these people. A lot of them had been found. People on expeditions or people digging in their backyards, they come up with these stone objects every once in a while.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
What do we have on this side?
Well, on this side, we actually have an original bench from Foxborough Stadium. The benches are all aluminum, and they were originally in the stadium, and when they tore down that stadium to build the new stadium, which is called Gillette Stadium, we were able to acquire just a small section of that.
How long ago did you get it?
Well, the new stadium was built in 2001, and it opened in 2002. So the old stadium had been torn down just before that.
Why do you think that it's cool to have all these different fossils?
Well, I think this is interesting because a lot of people remember sitting on these aluminum benches in the cold weather. It's not very comfortable, so we thought this would be very interesting for people. They have numbers on them, and they remember their chairs.
And what do you think of this side?
Okay, this side represents what was called the straw hat industry. Foxborough was the straw hat capital of the United States and probably in the world. This case here represents samples of the smaller hats, the straw that was used, the type of braid that was used. each of these little things would be something that a salesman would take with him when he goes around to different towns. He would come back with orders, and then they would take the orders and make the hats that you can see in this little case here.
How long ago did you like start collecting them?
Well, the straw hat factory actually burned to the ground in 1900. So these are all items that were collected before then in people's homes, and in some of the items that are here were given to us by different people.
Thank you.
Certainly.
So what are these paddles and giant oars?
Well, right now there's a movie at the theaters called The Boys in the Boat, and it's about various crews who use sculling oars to row their boats in different races. We happen to have two right here on the wall, and this is a smaller version of a paddle that were made here in Foxborough in the 1920s and 30s. And they were sent all over the world to different crews that needed oars.
And how light are these?
These big ones on the wall are fairly heavy because they're solid wood. This one is a lighter wood, and it's for a smaller type of a boat.
And it's not hollow?
No, this is not hollow. This is solid.
Oh.
Solid wood.
Very interesting. And how long would the races usually be?
Well, the races usually take place on a quiet, smooth river. These are not ocean vessels. The crews would line up, and they would have a starting gate, and they would all start rowing as fast as they could. There would be about maybe 4 or 5 people in a boat. Each one has an oar, and they would roll in synchronization, and the fastest one would go through the finish line first.
Well, thank you.
Certainly.
Hi, what's your name and title?
I'm Bill Sides, and I'm an associate member of the Foxborough Historic Commission.
And what do you do?
I cause trouble mostly, but I'm trying to increase the public awareness of the commission and what we do here and what we take care of, and that's what started the whole thing about the oars. And we have another topic we're going to be talking about where the town of Foxborough at one point had a company that made sewing machines, and we're going to work on that next. That'll be the next story.
When did you start working here?
I became a member in February of 2023, so I'm still wet behind the ears, as they say.
And what got you interested in as being a member?
I was recruited by my neighbor Mark Forensic, who's in charge here. He's the boss man, and he thought that because I was no longer working full-time, I could have some time to spend taking care of some of the stuff here.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching What's Up. My name's Lucius Welder. See you next time on our 101st video. 100 votes!
Yes!
Yay!
Years and years of work.